What's up, everyone? My name is College Sports Revive, and I welcome you to the sixth and final season of the Fordham Rams Legacy Mode with the legendary Coach Carter. And don't worry, you guys did not miss a Fordham video. You might have been thinking that when you saw the 4-0 record under Fordham, but you didn't miss anything, I promise you. The story is, I had a 4-game episode ready to go for you guys a couple days ago, but sadly the video got corrupted. In the process of uploading it, the entire video was lost, unfortunately. Luckily, that's something I've never had to deal with before, so knock on wood, hopefully that was a one-time issue. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm knocking on wood right now, and hopefully we don't have to deal with that again. But enough of that, let me get you caught up on what was a lost episode, because it was a jam-packed 4 games to open up our final season. As you guys know, our preseason tournament had us in very favorable position in our 4-team region, and we took care of business. We opened up against Murray State, who was a former rival of Coach Carter back in his UT Martin days of the Legacy Mode, but a 30-point win got our title defending season underway. Hicks and Hendry led the way with 5-star freshman Melvin Brewer scoring his first collegiate basket off a 3-pointer on the right wing, finishing with 9. And Tariq Porter, the 4-star, he dropped 8 as well, with his first basket coming off a fast break dunk on a steal that he created. Timo Cruz also impressed against Murray State and against Ball State, scoring 17 off the bench through 2 games. Lloyd Hicks 24 and 8. Pat Park scored 16. Pretty much everyone played well in this blowout, except for 2 names, Kai Hendry and Tariq Porter, and there is a reason for that. Unfortunately, the injury bug has hit Fordham early in Season 6. Kai has suffered a foot injury that'll keep him sidelined for the next 2 weeks or so, and Porter will miss about a week and a half with a wrist injury. Definitely a tough draw because these are 2 key players that are going to miss some time and what turned out to be a blowout win, but at the end of the day, these injuries could have been worse, and it gives us time to give to Melvin Brewer and Timo Cruz and other guys who have opened the season well, and seeing what they can do in extended time. It'll make us better in the long run. We had our home opener against UAB next, where the Blazers hung around for a majority of this game. This was a shootout, but Brewer was ready to go in his first start. He and Damian combined for 30 points, 5 assists, and a couple steals as well, and Timo Cruz again turned heads with 9 key points in 18 minutes. Edmund Holloway also scored his first basket of his career. And I scheduled UAB because I have a College Football 26 UAB Dynasty I started on the channel, so if you're in the mood for some football this fall, check it out if you want to. Link is in the description. Back to the tournament we go. St. Joe's, UTEP, and South Carolina join us in the Coaches vs. Cancer tournament hosted by Madison Square Garden. Can't believe it took us 6 seasons to play in the Mecca, but we squeaked by South Carolina as both the front court and Brewer struggled, but Pat Park starred, and Damian tied his career high with 8 assists. Not our best game, but we're finding ways to win shorthanded, and that brings us to the matchup today. The UTEP Miners and their score-first roster meet us in the Coaches vs. Cancer Championship. This looks like a team that's going to be playing in March this season, dropping at least 70 points in their first 3 games and taking on a couple Atlantic 10 teams in back-to-back games, pretty easily I might add. A 7-point win over George Washington in the quarterfinals, then a 78-54 drubbing against St. Joe's, who's been one of the better teams in our conference throughout the Legacy Mode, powered by 30 points from forward Noah Beckert. A Tucson, Arizona native. We'll be keeping Bennett Pincala on him, allowing Lloyd Hicks to roam the paint and help out when needed, but we'll see how well that works against Beckert because he's made 3 threes on the year already. And we're going to have to live with him shooting outside because if he lives at the free throw line against us like he's done all year, that's where we're going to be in trouble. And I still can't believe, as a New York City school, that it's taken us 6 years to play in the Garden. Today, it'll be the mecca of basketball with a college-like environment. This is must-see TV, pretty much a home game for us, and an awesome way to tip off the final year of the Legacy Mode. Let's get it started, everyone. Playing for a championship, and here we go. Season 6 underway. Our starting 5 the same as it's pretty much been for a couple years now, except with Melvin Brewer slotting in at the 2 with no Kai Hendry, but we're not going to see him just yet. We're going to see Lloyd Hicks, last year's Final Four most outstanding player, missing, and then off the rebound, Pincala rejected by Ramel Cleveland, the 6'8 senior power forward that starts adjacent to Noah Becker, but then he's rejected by Lloyd Hicks, who returns the favor, and then Melvin Brewer with that 92 speed, no one stopping him in transition. The freshman getting the scoring off and running today, and Fordham's got the early lead. Brewer is actually 3rd in the team in scoring so far this season. He has really filled the shoes and then some of Kai Hendry. 12.5 minutes to go. Alien inside to Ramel Cleveland attacking Lloyd Hicks. These bigs are not playing scared so far for the Miners. and they're back within a bucket. And then here's a tough 2-2-1 full court trap that the Miners play. They're trying to create some havoc here, but we stay calm. Brewer wraparound pass. It's Lloyd Hicks, who's already got 6 points tonight, and he's got a chance to put up a very crooked number in the points column in his debut in front of you guys. Obviously, Hicks has played a couple games so far. He's played well. Alien for three, no good, but Ramel Cleveland gives his team another opportunity. UTEP has rebounded the ball well this season, and a beautiful backdoor cut by Arterius Dinkins for the 2-point layup. And now a trap as it's taken away by Alien. Dinkins to Dolman. They're looking to score quick as they normally do. Cleveland foot on the line. Good closeout by Lloyd Hicks. A lot of energy here by both these teams so far. As Damian Carter brings the ball up. Handoff to Pat Park. Pump fake. He has a lane. Bounce pass. What a great find by Pat Park. And another basket by Hicks. He has been on fire so far this season. Under the lights of Madison Square Garden. Beautiful wraparound dish by Pat Park. His playmaking's actually been really impressive. 16 points to lead the team so far this year. And those 4 games we missed. And over 2 assists a game as well. Now an outlet pass to Alien, up ahead to the point guard. That is Avery Dolman. Surprisingly, they don't give him continuation on that, but it is Damian Carter's second foul. So he's going to have to check out, and that puts even more on the shoulders of Melvin Brewer here, who's dribbling the ball outside. Bennett Pincala, 12-foot jumper, just can't get it to go. And now the Miners look for their first lead of the game. Dinkins inside. Great job. Perfectly executed the fast break that time, and the Miners, who were basically playing on the road here in MSG, they find their first lead of the game. Pincala stopped on the fast break. Timo Cruz, Nick Jallo, and Edmund Holloway all check in, but they don't get a chance to touch the ball here because Brewer gives it away, and Avery Dolman, the Los Angeles native, coast to coast there. Coach Carter calls a timeout. Now Milos Filipovic, he's getting some run here, a point guard who's a senior, hasn't played a lot in his career. We recruited him out of Eastern Europe as Nick Jallo spots up from the three-point line, and that one's knocked through. Jallo's been a little bit quiet so far with the emergence of Timo Cruz and Melvin Brewer, as he'll try to get here from the right wing, but that one's short. But he did have 6 rebounds and 6 points against South Carolina, so he's coming off the best game of his career or season so far. Edmund Holloway erases a shot there, but we can't get the rebound. Man, it's been bad luck on the board so far. UTEP winning in that column. And Avery Dolman getting creative with it. And it's Alien for 3. The main guy killing this so far is not Noah Becker, not the guy who's scoring 27 points a game on the year so far. It is Felton Alien, a 6'6 senior who hasn't played much this year due to getting into foul trouble each of the first couple games for UTEP. But here he is again. Pat Park falls asleep, and Alien's got 11 of UTEP's 25. Making 4 out of 5 of his shots so far, and then Becker nearly getting a steal. It's been a little bit hairy trying to get the ball across the timeline as an unforced error by Timo Cruz. We'll have UTEP with us on our back against the wall, but Timo comes through. Looked like Becker would have had a layup, but Cruz pokes it loose, and he gives it to the main man. It is Lloyd Hicks with 12 points out of our 21 here in the first half. Lloyd Hicks playing with a chip on his shoulder despite coming off one of the most prestigious awards in college basketball, the Final Four Most Outstanding Player. He has not lost a step this offseason. Melvin Brewer definitely needed to make that one. Couldn't get it to go on the break. Now we're trying to stop the break. Kirby Power leading things for the Miners side of things this time. Noah Becker pump fake, tries to go baseline in. Brewer can't get in position in time to take the charge. And UTEP with an 8-point lead, surprisingly hasn't had much to do with Noah Becker. That was his first basket of the first half. Still Fordham without much points. So you can really see the difference of this team when Damian Carter's not out there. And Becker goes again to the cup. Bad defense again by Pat Park. He has not been playing like his normal self today. And then a pass to the timeline taken away, but luckily Melvin Brewer can at least avoid a complete disaster there as he stops the layup near at the end to keep it a 10-point game. But man, this has been a really weird game so far. This was one of the weakest first half performances, or any half performances, we've seen from this offense in a long time. 41% from the floor, missing 6 threes, not one trip to the free throw line, and we are getting out-rebounded by a lot. Lloyd Hicks leads us with 12. Our second leading scorer is Pat Park, who's got 2 turnovers and has been letting this guy kill him. It is Felton Alien with 11 for UTEP. really impressive as a guy who's not played much this season, is coming up big when their star Noah Becker has not had it tonight. Ramel Cleveland short corner, guarded closely by Hicks. Becker gives it up to Dolman, and another pass. Great extra find by Dolman. A little handoff to Alien, and Pat Park needs to wake up here. This is ridiculous how he's getting burned by this kid. He is supposed to be our go-to perimeter defender, but Bennett Pincala, he's got a lane. He puts it down on top of Ramel Cleveland, and it's going to be a three-point play opportunity for Bennett Pincala. And guess what? One of our worst free throw shooters will drop one in here to push it back to a 10-point deficit here. We've actually shot well from the line so far this season. That was a huge weakness for us last year, but we get up to over 76% from the free throw line at the end of this episode, and Melvin Brewer helping us get out of the cold spell a little bit. That's his second field goal of his second start of his college career. Alien from mid, no good. Rebound by Hicks, halfway to a double-double. Pat Park throws up the lob. Look at Melvin Brewer soaring through the sky. I've noticed that that's been his biggest calling card. Just no one being able to keep up with him on the fast break, whether it's he's got the ball in his hand or he's trying to find a pass from a teammate who's leading the break. He has been super unstoppable on that side of things. And now, look at this. He'll find more success from behind the line. That's 10 now for Brewer. 8 of those coming in the first 4 minutes of the second half. Showing off a little bit of an ability to be a microwave. He puts in a good contest here as well. But Alien, are you kidding me? I need to see this on replay. How is this kid getting a rebound over Lloyd Hicks? This guy looks possessed right now. We can't stop him scoring the ball, getting it off of catches, off the bounce, and now even on the rebounds, he's got 20. So he's got 9 in the first few minutes of the second half. Pat Park, where are you? But then we beat the break again, and Bennett Pincala will hand it off to Lloyd Hicks. He explodes from the elbow. And another three-point play opportunity as Bennett Pincala continues to make the right play on the break. Ramel Cleveland, 6'8", and just not physical enough to stop Lloyd Hicks there, going up and over him. If it wasn't for Hicks, this would be this might be already over. And the fans here of Fordham that have made the drive over to MSG, it's less than an hour by train. There's no excuse to come out here, and they are loving it so far by number 32. Let's see if the rest of the team can have his back. Big rebound and stop by Pincala, and then Melvin Brewer returns the favor as Pat Park found him on a lob earlier. Just switch those names around, and you got another basket on the break. Timeout UTEP, now only down by a single point. Nice little run here by Fordham, but UTEP's been playing well today. It's Dolman, top of the key. No good, but it's Dinkins again. Another UTEP guard out rebounds Lloyd Hicks and company down low. You got to be kidding me. This team is playing out of their minds, and they are just beating us at the point of attack when it comes to these boards. Timo Cruz checks in along with our backup front court. Nice back cut by Nick Jallo, but a bad time to turn it over there as Cleveland gets the steal. And he's out of control, though. Damian Carter closes it down. What is he doing spin moves, bringing the ball up the floor? Carter has been completely silent tonight until then, but he's a guy you never have to worry about coming up when it matters most. MSG on their feet for the hometown club. 5 minutes left to go. UTEP still in control of this game, but slowly yet surely, after another stop by Melvin Brewer, he soars up for the board, gives it up to Pat Park. He'll try the game-winning three, rather game-tying three. We're not there just yet, as Pat Park knocks it through. 9 points for him, 5 assists for Melvin Brewer as he's been doing it all today. And another nice closeout by Melvin Brewer. That one barely rimmed out. And Pat Park looking for 5 unanswered points. Stop and go move. He'll get it to go. Lead goes to Fordham. And it's 11 for Pat Park. Both he and Damian with pretty forgettable nights tonight under the lights of MSG, but it's all starting to come together here as the game is in the balance. 55-51, 2 and some change left to go. Trying to free up Pat Park again, but 2 guys come. So we're going to swing it around, bounce pass to Lloyd Hicks. They want to go one-on-one. Yeah, we'll take that 10 out of 10 times. There's a basket for Lloyd Hicks. 25 points on the UTEP Miners. And a 6-point lead for the boys in maroon. Avery Dolman on the perimeter. Swung around to Noah Becker, who's been quiet tonight. Baseline inside. It's Bennett Pincala who has been making Noah Becker work tonight. That's only his 5 and 6 point, but he'll get the 3-point play to fall, and Lloyd Hicks now has to be careful. He's playing with 4 fouls now. Just over a minute to go. UTEP not going out of it just yet. They got a chance with a stop here to make this a one-score game, but Lloyd Hicks is just a cheat code in that post. It's a new career high for our big man, and he's one basket away from a 30-point night here in MSG. And now Melvin Brewer with an 85 free throw rating. This is what I was most excited for about him. We have our go-to guy who can ice games down the stretch. He hits 2 for 2, and it's a 6-point Fordham lead. Alien back to Arterius Dinkins, and a mistake there by Melvin Brewer. He fouls Dinkins on the 3-point shot from way behind the line, and now 3 looks at it from the free throw line. This game is not over, and Melvin Brewer, who's played so well on both ends, makes a freshman mistake there, and of course Dinkins would knock down 3 of 3. So now with one more stop, UTEP can have this ball back with perhaps a chance to tie. They're going to go for the trap and the steal first, but we do advance it across the timeline. A little sketchy there, but they're playing this straight up, and that's surprising. There's only a 3-second difference between the 2 game clocks. So now we got to try to take every second off this clock before we give the ball back. 4 seconds to shoot. Pat Park almost has it stolen, picks it back up and turns and fires. No good, but only 1 second for UTEP to work with, and Cleveland freezes. He wouldn't have had much of a shot at it anyway, but they don't even get a shot up. So Fordham will survive here and take home the Coaches vs. Cancer Championship Trophy, powered by 29 points from Lloyd Hicks. Wow, what a game there, man. We had Hicks doing work down low, and Melvin Brewer with his best game of his college career so far. Damian and Pat Park didn't have it until the very end, and they came up when we needed it. And how about Bennett Pincala breaking the press? He had 5 assists with us breaking that pressure. And then he was up in Noah Becker's face all night. I actually wanted Lloyd Hicks to play help side and help him, you know, if Becker got the ball in the post, but we didn't even really need Hicks. Bennett Pincala made life really hard for Becker all night. He only finishes with 7 points after averaging 27 coming in this game. It was actually Felton Alien who had 23 who killed us the most. Pat Park was kind of a big question mark on defense there for a lot of that game. Not really used to that from him, but a chance to bounce back because we got a big game coming up. But for now, we're going to enjoy this win and hoist that championship trophy of our preseason tournament under the lights of MSG in a memorable win. So that championship game win makes it 5 wins to open up the season, make that 6 straight with a win over St. Francis in a tune-up game, a very specific tune-up game that we played for a reason. Bennett Pincala, in his senior year now, faces his younger brother one final time and in a dominant win. In case you don't remember, when recruiting somebody else a few years back, we discovered a kid with the same last name, same hometown, and similar appearance as Bennett. So we added some lore to the series as Daewin Pincala, his younger brother, was recruited to St. Francis of Brooklyn. We played them last year, won a big game, but they went to battle all game long. And, you know, this was kind of the rematch with our team and our Pincala brother winning the battle yet again. And now to finish off the episode, a huge road battle with the Texas Longhorns and Coach Carter's coaching rival, Coach Austin Falls. This guy's had a very interesting path within the series. He took over for Coach Carter at UT Martin after we took the job at Fordham. He did a great job there and graduated to Pepperdine and turned them into a top mid-major team in the country and an Elite 8 appearance as well. And now he's earned a power job, and rightfully so. He's done a great job everywhere he's went, and safe to say, the work that he and Coach Carter have done have been a popular storyline within the media. And for the first time, they battle it out on the court, with the Rams flying south for the first of many big games in the non-con we have on tap this season. The transition to Austin, Texas for Coach Austin Falls has not been an overnight success, however. They entered the year ranked 24th in the country, but after a near upset to North Arizona and an ugly loss to Washington, they entered today unranked and ready to take advantage of a short-staffed Fordham team and a win they desperately need. The biggest thing that sticks out to me is their front court combo of Hamid Akpan and Iman Kyle. This is one of the best teams in the country at defending the paint, and with Lloyd Hicks coming off his career high, this is not a matchup that favors him. So we'll need other guys to step up in a big way if they're going to try to contain our star big man. Texas also likes to slow teams down. They use a full court man-to-man to shorten up the game and slim down shot clocks for opponents. So that's a tough combination to try to counter. We're kind of built to run and transition, and when we can't, we let Hicks command attention down low to open things up for our perimeter players. So even though the Longhorns come into the season sleeping a little bit, this is not going to be an easy one. So let's see how Coach Falls and Coach Carter try to outdo one another down here in the heart of the South today. And we got some good news. Tariq Porter has been activated to play today, so you're going to get your first taste of the four-star freshman, but Kai Hendry will have to miss one more game. He was not able to get back to 100% before the travel down to Texas, so it'll be one final start from Melvin Brewer in a huge game. And Austin Falls, head coach Austin Falls, he's only lost 44 games in his college career coaching, and immediately you're seeing the defensive resistance that we can expect down low. Iman Kyle with the early block here on the first possession for Fordham as Lloyd Hicks. It's going to be challenging today. These are two talented defensive big men that he's going to be battling today. Coach Carter's kid, he'll find Melvin Brewer, relocates to his right, and he'll knock down a three. And that's the first lead for Fordham here in the heart of Texas. This is going to be a battle. They break our press and set things up on their side of things as Isaac Rudakis, their point guard, who's also playing hurt. He's playing with a groin injury today, still trying to play through it. He'll give it up to Massey. Check out Fabrice Massey isolating against Pat Park, and he burns him one-on-one, just trying to figure out what Pat Park's problem is, trying to, fix his defense a little bit. He just got burned last game against UTEP, and now he's looking silly here early on against the Longhorns. This is Barnes, bounce pass, stolen by Bennett Pincala, deflected by Lloyd Hicks, and we'll see Pat Park leading the way. Nice little kiss off the glass, soaring through the skies. And Damian Carter, who tied his career high with 18 in that win over St. Francis Brooklyn, gets his assist there. 18-15 game now, trying to run the fast break. Nick Jallo out to Timo Cruz, who's actually led the team in three-pointers made so far this season. His stock has definitely been going up over the first couple games of the season, and this will help matters for Timo Cruz. Great to see him, the Cruz missile, getting some playing time. I know you guys in the comments have been big fans of him, and I wanted to see him play more and more. He didn't play a lot in March Madness just because we slimmed down our bench, but the niche is there for him to have a big impact on this team this year. Iman Kyle, though, exploding from the three-point line. That's Junior Battle getting toasted there. But he wants to come back with some authority. It's Junior Battle, assist to Tariq Porter, who decided to take a chance here, trying to win the Heisman Trophy while he's at it. Look at the freshman somehow getting the pass in over Iman Kyle, the Longhorns' big fella. It was a very risky play, but Coach Carter likes the aggressiveness. And on the other side of things, let's take a look at the other bench. Coach Austin Falls just shaking his head. How do you let that pass get in there? These two coaches, the wheels are turning, you can tell on both sides. 24-22, scoring is slowed down a little bit. This is kind of what Texas likes to do. They're not the flashiest team, but they'll try to get you into a slow and rugged game and take advantage. That is Laval Cash in the backup guard for Texas, giving them the lead with 3 minutes to go. Lloyd Hicks, he's met with 2, which means Melvin Brewer is open for 3. Super impressive, man. Just Melvin Brewer, right spot, right place at all times, man. Something you just can't coach, either with the ball in his hands or moving without it to find his own shot. He is mature beyond his years, and he continues to turn heads. Fordham continues to have the lead here. 2-point game. Hicks cross court. Brewer, you gotta find him at some point. I can't believe they lost track of him again, as Hicks has Brewer up to 13 points now. 3 assists from Hicks, all going to number 3. And Brewer had his man jumping there for a moment, but we'll reverse it around to Pat Park. No good, but Pincala kicks it out. Pump fake. Brewer with the lane. He won't pass this one up. Another basket. It's now 7 unanswered for the freshman, as he's playing with his hair on fire now. And one of the biggest games of his life so far. 32-30, Fordham enters the break with the lead. And it's big thanks to our 5-star freshman, the hometown kid with a baker's dozen here on the road in a hostile environment. Excuse me, no, he's actually got 15. Another basket before the break. But we got to get the rest of the team involved. It's been Hicks with an ugly day and not much scoring from anyone else. But right now, if Brewer is going to take over and live up to that star caliber, that 5-star ranking, I mean, hey, sometimes you just got to let one kid take over and guide you to the win. Will we do that, or will we see other guys finally start to find it down here in Austin, Texas? And here we go with Texas. They're trying to slow things down here with Damian Carter, but the experienced point guard gets by it, but doesn't show off the experience with that bad turnover there. It's been a little bit of a problem for us this season. Taking care of the ball, we've struggled a bit versus two different types of full court pressure. Today against the man, and then last game in the tournament against UTEP. But Melvin Brewer making another positive play, beating his men up the floor. Nice pass by Damian Carter. It's one free throw from the line that time by Melvin Brewer. 16 on the night for him. Tariq Porter checking back in here. Let's see if he can make an impact. I want to show you guys what he can do as well. Entering the post, Lloyd Hicks out to Damian Carter. They do roll that at 3. That's about as close as you can get to the line without being at 2. And Damian Carter with a nice little surge of points here. He's got 7 in the second half alone to bring up to 11 on the game. Tariq Porter with his first rebound. We're looking to run even though we don't have numbers. Timo Cruz, handoff to the trailer. It's Tariq Porter for a 3-point play. Bumped by Fabrice Massey. That's just too easy, man. Tariq Porter showing off the body control, the IQ, and the aggressiveness all in one tasty package there. And Junior Battle, the hype man there at the tail end of that play. That's a huge 3-point play to keep the lead. We're now up by 3, but Texas not going anywhere. These teams that we're playing today making us work, but Timo Cruz, who actually had 7 steals in that St. Francis game, grabs one there, and it's one of the easier fast break opportunities we'll have all game long. Yeah, Timo Cruz, 7 steals against St. Francis. I forgot to talk about that. That's the most we've ever seen from any player in-game or in sim of this series. But Texas going nowhere. It's a little bit of a spark for them. They take the lead in style, and it's 6 unanswered for the Longhorns. Now Damian Carter to Timo Cruz. Benet Pincala to the block. Kick out. Nick Jallo with nobody within the vicinity. That's way too easy. Jallo a little bit quiet, but a huge shot when needed. Man, this is a tough episode. These teams are really making us work, but that's the thing now. We're the 6th ranked team in the country coming off the national title season. We're going to get everyone's best on any given night. Back-to-back threes for Fordham. 60-55 lead, and that's our biggest lead in a couple minutes. But Texas scores a basket, and now Fabrice Massey off a screen. Kick out. Meyer open for 3. Can we go back to the tie? That's the thing, man. We got a target on our back now. We're the team that everyone's chasing. We're going to get everyone's best every single night. 90 seconds to go, 62-62. Pat Park trying to isolate on Massey, but he's had him stuck in quicksand tonight. Pat Park, no room. Brewer, pump fake, and he's going to glide his way to 2 points. 20 flat on the night for Melvin Brewer. A new career high against a tough opponent. Look at the bench cheering him on. Nothing but joy and celebration when we see that 2-pointer drop through the rim. Timeout Texas, they got to talk about it. And under a minute to go, we still find ourselves up by 2. Carter with the ball in his hands. Coach's kid, what does he see? Elbow ISO for Pat Park. He likes the spot on the floor. He stopped in his tracks. But Pincala, he'll cut in from the short corner. Slipping in there when nobody expected him to. That's his first basket coming at a perfect time. 66-62, Rams on top. Perfect season on the line, and our top 10 ranking on the line. Isaac Rudakis for 3, it rims out. And guess who is there to save the game with a huge rebound? Melvin Brewer. Can his 85 free throw rating seal things here at the line? Front end of the 1-and-1 is good, no doubt about it. 21 on the night for Brewer. The 5-star kid, Coach Carter's first 5-star recruit of the Dynasty mode. We'll get 2 of 2. 6-point game for Texas. And unlike against UTEP, we avoid any late game drama with any dumb fouls there at the end. And we win by 8 to improve to 7-0 on our season. And Melvin Brewer, look at that, making Kai Hendry proud from the sidelines. 22 on 1 missed shot, 3 made threes, 3 assists. And this was an awesome performance, not only from him, but from our backcourt as a whole. Check out the combination of these 2 guys. Our point guards combined for 38 points, 8 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks, as Damian and Melvin Brewer, they're finding chemistry real quick. Pat Park, bad defensively last game and bad offensively tonight. 1 of 5 shooting, 2 points for him. And Lloyd Hicks, as we predicted, was a little bit quiet, but we found a way to get it done. Big shots from multiple guys off the bench. And like I said, the backcourt, man. Damian and Melvin Brewer leading the way and making things real tough for Tex to get back into this game. Really impressive win on the road, excuse me. And now we're 7-0, 7 of 7 as we get back into the full swing of the Dynasty mode here in Season 6. Definitely not as sharp as you'd want in some areas. Turnovers have been a bit of an issue. The outside shooting outside of Melvin Brewer has been kind of up and down, but all in all, you can't argue the record. And speaking of Melvin Brewer, how will Coach Carter manage him with the return of Kaya? It's a good problem to have, but how can we keep Melvin off the floor right now? We'll see Villanova in a national title rematch against Stanford next episode, and we'll see if Coach Carter has got any recruits to sign in season as well. It doesn't really matter to us too much because we're all about going to a new school next season, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a jam-packed episode either way next time out. So thanks for joining me again, guys. Great time as always. And as you can see here, we have offered to 2 guys. Before I forget, we offered to 5-star point guard Mark Jefferson and one of the best shooters in the class, 4-star Ron Sheridan from the Bronx. So we'll see if any of them sign. And we're going to wait until next episode for that. We are another episode closer to back-to-back titles. It was great to have you today. And I also got a new microphone too, by the way. I almost forgot to mention it, but hope you guys like the new bump in quality. Still messing around with some settings, but I think right now it's sounding really good. I might turn it down a little bit, try to make it a little bit more bassy like a podcast. But we'll see on that. I'll do some experimenting. And I'll also see you guys for more Fordham and more UAB Blazers Dynasty over on College Football 26. Gonna have some more videos coming out soon. And I hope you're looking forward to it. Stay tuned for that. And peace out, everyone. Hope you have a great day. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.